Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my Quilting Live. Hello. If you're new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notifications when I'm live and or post videos. And yeah, that's it. So I'm working a little slower today and I have to stand the whole time. I don't know if some of you know, but I fell yesterday in my kitchen. I got really dizzy and I just fell. And sometimes I can't control it. It just happens. Most of the time, it's usually my legs that cause falling, but sometimes it's dizziness and vertigo problems. So yeah, I fell. I landed and hit my tailbone pretty darn hard, and also hit my hip. I didn't even know it, and I hit my head on the refrigerator. My head only has a little bitty bump on it, and my tailbone is bruised, and I cannot sit. I've been laying in bed on one side or the other, and it kind of hurts laying on my right side because I hit my right hip, and Scott and everyone think it's probably when I went down, I hit the counter, the cupboard thingy down at the bottom. Like I fell next to the counter and the refrigerator, so on tile floor, and hit my bum pretty hard. So nothing's broken. It doesn't feel broken. It's just bruised and it's sore, so I will be fine. I've just been icing it a lot, and it hurts like you wouldn't know. So anybody that's ever hurt the tailbone, you probably know it hurts horribly bad. So, all right. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Teresa. First off, I did open mail that I was allowed to open that was not birthday mail, and it was this. It says, Quilt, Eat, Sleep, Repeat. Thank you, Teresa. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And obviously I'm wearing it. So very comfortable shirt. But sooner or later, I probably will have to cut this collar off because everybody knows I just don't like collars on my shirts. It just feels like I'm being choked. I don't know why, it just does. So that might have to come off. Hi, June. Yes, I'm taking it easy. I'm walking with my cane only because the dizziness is still kind of there, but it's not the kind of dizziness you guys think is dizziness. It's like a wobbly feeling. I don't know. I attribute it to the fact that my legs are weak, but they're not as weak as they normally would be. So to prevent falls, I'm using a cane to get around and or leaning on tables and walls and so on and so forth. And a lot of standing because I tried sitting and I can't sit right. No matter what I do, I end up on my bum and it hurts. I can't even lay on my back in the bed because it's putting a lot of pressure on my tailbone and it's swollen. Like if you want a big butt, just fall on it and hurt your tailbone because let me tell you, it got big and it hurts. Tailbone out of place. Doctor put it back. Yikes. Yeah, I'm glad that most likely is not what happened. I could feel down there and there's nothing feels out of the ordinary. So, and it doesn't it hurts to push on my lower back and stuff. But I think that's just the bruising around everything. So I should be fine. All right, so we're going to start with mail. This was my first piece that I was allowed to open because it was from Teresa and it was allowed to be open. First thing I got was a postcard from Phyllis, and she had this card. It says on it, Tiffany, I was in Greece in 1990, and you have been saving this postcard. I also have been to my city, and she loves the London Bridge. And she put happy late birthday. And it is a postcard from Greece because she went to Greece and she saved her wonderful postcard and sent it to me. So I feel very, very thankful that you guys know that I've said a bazillion times, I love postcards. I don't know why. And as soon as I clean up back here, I'm going to put a little bulletin board up so that I can put postcards on it because I think that would be really awesome. Hi, Lacey. Refer to it as furniture hanging. Furniture. What are we referring to? So I went to the doctor. I was about 6 months pregnant. Cracked 2 ribs at the same time. I broke ribs while I was pregnant. All right. This is from Lisa in Princeville, Hawaii. I don't know if I said that correct, but it's from Hawaii. From Lisa. No note. No note. No note. Ooh, look at that. So colorful. Now, those are Hawaiian fabrics. Look at that. So it looks like Lisa likes bright and colorful, and her area's pretty much fabrics, which would be Hawaiian fabrics. So it's very pretty and very colorful. Lots of purples, blues, pinks, like a reddish color, different kinds of blues, some greens. And it looks like she likes the log cabin block as well, because that is a log cabin block. Just instead of normal where it's one color on one side and one, you know, a solid or a background color on the other. It's all different bright, cheery colors. It looks like the reds are on this side and the blues are on this side. So, all right. So thank you, Lisa, for that one. Oh, and she signed it too. Awesome. All right. Next we have Janet in Bakersfield, California. Alrighty. Any note? Any note? I don't see a note. Hi, Anna. All right. Colors in that block. All right. So it looks like she sent me a gift times 3. So she sent me 3 fat quarters. They are very shiny, shiny. Like, these aren't quilting cotton, I don't think, but it says 100% cotton. They're metallic. Here, we'll hold one at a time. So you can see the shine. So this one's a purple, and it shines like purpley with blue. This one is rainbow. It shines rainbow. And this one is white with pink. They're kind of cool. I don't know what I'll use them for. Maybe a purse, probably. Since I've been on this purse kick, I don't even know how I can hold it in the angle where you can see the pinks, but it has pink in it. And like aqua. Depending on which way you hold it, the background shows. So those are pretty cool. Aw, this is adorable. So this is, she embroidered, it says Tiffany's Quilting Life from Damn It Janet. So you guys know Damn It Janet on here is Janet. And then she put love to quilt. Look at how cool that is. So it looks like Janet likes embroidery and mixing it in with quilting. And it looks like this was a 9 patch probably cut. I can't tell. I have no idea, but she likes greens, blues, and flowers. And I guess this is not red. It's like maroon, I guess. I don't know, like a mauve. That's the color I'm looking for. So isn't that adorable? Tiffany's Quilting Life from Damn It Janet. That's freaking awesome. And then this one, same colors, except it's like Bargello style. Or stacked blocks. I don't know how to say it. Definitely very creative. Look at that. Thank you, Janet, if you're here or not, or see this later. Did she sign them? Well, that one I know because it says from Damn It Janet. All right, so second one we'll have to get some writing on it. Next we have from Diane in Angleton, Texas. Looks like right on top, she sent me a lanyard. Look at that. Let's put it on. She sent me a pink lanyard with a retractable thingamabobber. Happy birthday, Tiffy. Let's read her note. Dear Tiff, I am hoping you find this block to your liking. Why do you guys say that? All of them are to my liking. This block is called an Indiana puzzle. I came across this block and I know you have not made it yet. There are 3 different colors. Pick your favorite for the quilt. I wanted to send you a little something extra, but I had a hard time deciding. I hope you like to use your lanyard with the reel. I use it all the time with the scissors on it. I use a small pair of whiskers on mine to clip thread. Love you. Love all of you, Diane. All right, first we have a friendship star in the middle of, I have no idea. I don't know which block's going to be what. So unless they're all the same and they're all called the Indiana, what is it called? Indiana puzzle. So it looks like Diane likes pink and purple and flowers. Look at that. She signed it. Here's number 2. Yeah, they're probably all going to be exactly the same. So it looks like yellow and pink. She likes yellow and pink and polka dotted fabric. And this one, same thing. I'm trying to find if there's a specific way to hold it. Pinks, lots and lots of pinks in this like a mauve color. I don't even know. It's like reddish pinkish. A reddish pink is like mauve, right? And she loves flowers, and looks like she fussy cut one of the flowers into the center. Definitely, definitely pretty. Thank you, Diane. Thank you for the lanyard. Now I just need another pair of snips to hook to it. I'll figure that one out soon. All right, so let's put this over here. I didn't get much mail this week, guys, so if you have sent a block, I didn't get it. Next is from Christopher in Mastic Beach, New York. NY, yeah, that's a Y. New York. So we have another mail. Ooh, wrapped gifts. I guess we'll start with a card. And there's a block in here, so we'll start with a card. Happy birthday, and it's flowers on the card in a basket. Oop, and there's a note. Wishing you a wonderful day and whole year of just perfect moments, good to be alive days, and wonderful to remember times. From Chris. And it's a big card with a white picket fence and his note. First come across your channel in 2017. You were showing how to put fabric on a wheelchair. Oh, ever since then I was hooked. So he likes my wheelchair makeover, which I need to do again because my wheelchair is kind of outdated for myself. I need a different color on it. Ever since then I was like, okay, I have watched your videos and I have learned so much, but I see there is still more to learn. I suffer from insomnia. My brain doesn't shut down. Same thing here. At 46, I had a brain bleed, which caused me to suffer a stroke, heart issues, and nerve damage. Wow. I went from everything to nothing and then found your channel. How, I have no idea, but I am glad I did. You inspired me that I went and bought a sewing machine. I have no idea how it works or what the tension numbers mean, but I have had a lot of saggy underneath stitches, but I try. So Tiffany, I attempted to try and make you a birthday block. This block I send you is my 13th attempt with each failed block. Aww. It is somewhat improved. It's not perfect, but I tried. I'm sorry I do not comment, for I have no idea how YouTube works, and when I try to chat, it tells me I need a channel, so I must be doing wrong. I do, however, give a thumbs up, a click on every video. Happy birthday. Oh, and look at this. For your, how many 13th attempt he did. Look at that. That looks pretty darn good to me. Almost perfect. Look at that. So he did card trick. And it looks like red, green, pink, and blue are the colors. And he looks like he likes to use white in the background. So card trick. Look at that. He did pretty darn good. And I don't see no tension issues. Just so you know, Chris, I don't see none. It doesn't feel loose. Looks good to me. I love it. And I don't think anyone else sent card trick. I'm looking. Nope, nobody else did card trick. So Chris, you did card trick. Look at that. How awesome. And maybe we can help you. If you email me, maybe I can help you with the whole YouTube thing. Find out why it's not working so that you can comment when you're on here. It's in the description below. You all know. All right, let's see what is in here. Oh my goodness, he taped this up really good. Sorry if I look like I'm doing the pee-pee dance. I'm really not. I'm actually hurting and I'm trying to get comfortable standing. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Perfect time of year too. Check it out. Some socks. They got a sewing machine. Hold on, we're going to open these up. Look at that. Some freaking socks. Ah, Tiffy loves socks. They have sewing machines on them and bobbins and buttons and hearts and a seam ripper and a pin cushiony thing, the tomato kind, the tomato looking pin cushion. That is super adorable, and they're tall. I love me some tall socks. Oh, that should keep my legs warm under my slippers that I have from Vicky. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Even though you can't comment to say anything back. All right, I'm just going to rip this. Oh, now this is even... Look at that. Quilting with my peeps. And it is a shirt, and it's purple. I have never seen anything like this before. I've seen tons of quilting shirts, but not quilting with my peeps with Easter peeps on it. That is so adorable. Look at it. I'll have to show you guys again. And look at, he got the right size too, a ladies extra large. Because once it's washed, even in cold water at my house, it'll still shrink a little. That's perfect. Awesome. Right? Those socks are so adorable. I've seen quilting socks. I've seen tons of them. But I have never seen any with sewing machines. These are so adorable. All right. So that is all I have for mail, because I didn't get much this week. Like I said, Scott will go check it again tomorrow. Today's Sunday, so there's no mail on Sunday. Okay. So thank you, Chris. Thank you, Diane. And who else did I say? Lisa and Phyllis. And I think that's it, right? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And Janet. That's right. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And he signed his block so it can go over here. I'm running out of room for all these blocks. Diane's are all signed, so they're going to go on the wall. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. So we'll hang them right here. Running out of space. Hopefully everything stays. There we go. And this one's signed, so it'll go on the wall. Let me go move the camera a little so that you guys can see. Been out of town, missed you, so sad you fell. You really be sore. I love that shirt. Yeah, it's adorable. All right, so I don't even know if these are going to stay over here. They might. There's only half a way to hang it. I could have went higher, I guess. Okay. And that was it. Where's the other block? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 1. Okay. That's all of it. So that was what we have so far, guys. Letting you guys look at them. You should wrap your cane with fabric. I actually have my other cane has butterflies all over it. It's in my room. I kind of have one for each side of the house. And then one goes in the car and so on and so forth. Oh, sorry, that disappeared. Oh, and there was a postcard. That's right. Postcards are over here. All right, so to the sewing part of today. That's awesome, everybody. Thank you, thank you. For those of you who've missed it, the other night in my Insomniac video, I should say last week in my Insomniac video, you know what canes are good for? Grabbing things on the floor. I made this little cute purse. I'm like obsessed with making purses now, and I'm still watching videos to learn how to make zippers in purses, and I don't know why it's confusing me, so I'm just going to go ahead and try it, but not today. But this is really cool. It has the pockets on the front and then pockets on the inside as well, and it has really wide handles, which is kind of cool, and they're long. So this is what I made in the Insomniac video the other night. And today I'm going to go sew on my sashing strips. I started these yesterday before I fell. And all my blocks, remember the blocks I was making to give you guys ideas for birthday blocks? Well, they're all together. There's 20 of them, and I'm putting them 4 across by 5 down. So I have sashing and cornerstones with my leftover fabric, and then my first border is the same as the sashing with no cornerstones because there's not enough fabric to cut anymore. The rest is just scraps that I'll piece together, and I don't even know what to do with, but I'll do something with it. These fabrics look like cap. Oh, these. This is Brother Sister Design Studios. I think that's a brand that's sold at Walmart and or at Joann's. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Walmart that sells Brother Sister Designs. All right, so I am going to grab my rows, which are on the ironing board, and bring them right here to make it easier for me because they're over here. So give me a second. I have them in order laying on the ironing board, and I hopefully won't flip them or turn them. So here's row 1. And I didn't show you guys making all 20. I think I made 4 of them off camera, or I think I made 8 off camera. 4 while my mom was here, showing her the idea. I did the snail trail blocks, and then 4. I don't even know. I think I started with 2 before I started making videos. I don't remember. Or I did it sometime in between. But yeah, I made 4 more. So there's 4 more added to this. So it's here. So there's 5 rows of 4. It's just a sampler. Pretty sure you'll remember some of these blocks. Of course, I don't remember the names of all of them either, but I'm going to sew sashing onto them all while standing. Hi, Aunt B. Hi, Lynn. Saying hi. Loretta. What did Loretta ask? Tiffany, who got this for you? Who got what for me? Cute shirt. Where did you get that? Love the socks. Love the socks. Okay, I think I saw that. Teresa asked, who got this for you? Are you talking about the socks and stuff? That's from Chris in Majestic Beach, New York, who says he doesn't comment much because he does not know how to use YouTube. All right. I don't need cornerstones just yet. I just need to put sashing on one side of every block. So one block is Jacob's Ladder. I don't think I did that one on cam. And I'm just going to attach sashing to them. I got to get myself situated with my foot pedal. And they're 9.5 inches, the sashing, because my blocks are 9.5 inches as they sit. I'm going to finger press. This next one is, I'm just going to grab my book so that I can remember what all these blocks are so I can show you guys as I go. Because some of them I probably didn't make on cam. I think that one is homespun. HH. I want to make sure that I'm telling you the right stuff. Yeah, that's homespun. So the next one that's going in is homespun. I don't think I made that on camera either. But I made a video of the homespun blocks before because I did a table runner with these homespun blocks. So Just going to put them on. I think she said Christopher got her the shirt and socks. Yes, Christopher. Goes by Chris. Signed the card Chris, but the mail says Christopher. All right. Oh, and the reason why I picked these for the sashing is, you'll see once this whole quilt is together, it totally matches all the 5 colors that I chose for these. To make these sample blocks, the 5 colors that I had in fat quarters matches the colors in this. It's like it was meant to be together. Let me tell you. All right, next sashing piece. And I only had 1 yard of the fabric that I made the sashing and the border, which will be the borders, the first border. I only had 1 yard of it, so I got lucky because it's a small quilt. So it should be just enough. It's 4 across by 5 down, so 20 blocks. 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 blocks. I'm lousy with math, guys. All right, and then you guys remember card trick? Because I did card trick in a video. Just sewing these all on. This will just be a sampler quilt that'll hang somewhere in my house. Oh, and I was out of fabric. This was yesterday that I did this. I was out of fabric and I needed 1 more block because 24 was not enough. So I made this. It's just 3.5-inch squares, 3 1.5-inch strips, subcut into 3.5 because 3 1.5s together make a 3.5. And then I put a 3.5-inch square in the middle, because I didn't have enough fabric to cut any triangles or diamonds or big squares. So I made this. So this is just my, I don't know, plus sign looking thing. So that was yesterday. That's when I decided on the sashing and border fabric. Normally I do not put sashing on this way, but I decided to make it myself, not have to work so hard yesterday. And then I'll stick with traditional piecing instead of my quick and fast and in a hurry. All right, so let's put 1 more, and then I'm not adding sashing to the end because that will be border territory. Okay, so here is row 1. Now you see why I chose this border fabric and sashing. Look at the colors. It's like they were meant to go together. All the color that's in, look at that. It was like it was meant to go with it. There's red, there's purple, there's green of 2 different shades. So it was like it was meant to go with it. So there's row 1. And I'm just going to put them down here on my chair because I want them to stay oriented a certain way, because my snail trail blocks are laying a specific way in the middle. All right, now this one, I got to remember what this one was. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I know before I tell you guys. That's not Cat's Cradle. It's not that one. Not that one. Not that one. It's from one of these books. Not that one. Aha, this one is called Sawtooth Patchwork. I should write all these down on a piece of paper so that when I'm doing it, I'll remember when it's hanging on the wall and you guys say, what's that block for your sampler? I know that this one is Cat's Cradle. So I'm just going to show you that because I know what it is. We know that this is Churn Dash. And this last one, hold on. I didn't see it yet. No, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. And this one is Swamp Angel. So that's for this row. Let me sew the sashing on them now that we have identified what blocks they are. Hi, Christine. Hi, Linda. Hi, Brenda. Anybody else join that I didn't see? I saw Linda. Hugs, prayers. I'm horrible. Yesterday I fell. I can't sit. I landed on my tailbone yesterday in a fall, so I am stuck standing unless I'm laying in bed. So, which is obviously not what I'm doing. So instead, I figured I would stand and piece all these blocks together with their stashing. You know, I messaged you. Hold on. Oh, they're talking about husband. Okay. Yes, Teresa's husband is home from the hospital. He had a seizure and had to go to the hospital. If you guys don't know from watching my videos and talking with Teresa, her husband has brain cancer. Very sad. And we talk all the time, so I don't know how much she wants me to say out loud for people. Just know that he needs prayers from all of us. Okay. Hi, Jim. Hi, Carol. Going to watch the Packers game. That would be football, right? I don't watch that stuff, so I wouldn't. I know sort of like big. I wouldn't know like what New York's team is called or anything, but I know some. Song, but it's scary. Okay, and this one. Yeah, Triana actually laid these out for me because of my whole bending down problem. She laid them down into an order. I kept saying, move it. She didn't understand the directions, but we ended up with something that looks okay. I just wanted to make sure that the snail trail blocks end up a certain way. That's it. All right, another sashing. It should go together pretty darn quick. That way you guys can see it by the end of this video. Oh, that sucks about your best friend's hubby, Christine. We know someone that has prostate as well right now. So, cancer sucks. You could be healthy all your life, but cancer affects anybody and everybody. All right, so row number 2. Oh, and the reason why I went for the color, besides the fact that it matches perfectly, is because I figured white would be too much white. And I don't actually have a white that's the same white as this white, because this was my scraps white. Okay, row 2. Done. You know, so that I don't mess these up, I should just put row 1 and 2 together. So I need 1, 2, 3. I need 4 sashing pieces. This is going to keep me from messing things up. 4 sashing pieces and 3 cornerstones. So every 2 rows, I'll just put them together. Make this easy on myself, since I am standing. And I don't care the direction of these blocks, because you guys remember they're kind of like, I don't know what to call it, but I'm not going to care. If they end up sideways, they end up sideways. All the blocks are different anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Yes, it's a sampler quilt that I started making, showing you guys ideas for birthday blocks. And I finished putting them all together yesterday, the last one, and cut the sashing out and decided, you know what, let's put this together. And this is my idea quilt, so of my favorite blocks. Alright. And again, I'm bordering it with this same sashing fabric, but no cornerstones. Didn't have enough fabric to do cornerstones. I'm also finger pressing them out towards the sashing because they're pressed in towards the sashing in the rows. And they're 2.5 inch strips because I needed the bigness of the I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, or else this would have been a really, really tiny sampler because they're only 9 inch finished blocks. So, all right, so now I'm just going to leave this up here. Here's my sashing piece. I'm going to grab piece number 1, and I'm going to put my sashing right sides together on this one, on the bottom, and I'm going to sew it on. And if you want to do things like this, you can pin. I don't pin nothing. You guys know this. And I'm just going to hold my nested seams and just sew the whole sashing strip on. Oh, I almost thought I was out of thread. I was going to be like, what? Holding it with my fingers. Nesting each section. And unlike me, most of you probably press in between all this. I'm not going to walk back and forth to press right now. No need. I'm just going to nest every seam and sew it down. This fabric looks really, really good with these, though. I'm telling you guys, this was an amazing choice of mine. Okay, so now I will finger press it towards the sashing. I really have a runny nose on top of everything because the weather made me sick. All right, so one is on. Now I'm going to take the next row. That was on this side. I'll remember now. Yep. I'm going to put them right sides together. See, this is why I usually have it laying on the floor and build it, but I can't get up and down off the floor, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to start sewing these on and nesting these. And I just finger pressing everything, no big deal. I'll iron the whole thing when I am done. Nesting each junction as I come to it, using my fingers to hold it as if it was a pin, but it's not a pin. It's so weird standing the whole time, by the way. Do any of you guys stand to work? Just out of curiosity. So far, he still golfs 3 days a week, good or bad. It's very good that he does that. something for himself too, which should make him happy for the rest of his life. Okay, line this in. It hurts. It's all bruised up. I can't sit. That's why I'm standing. Because I can't sit. Okay, so now I'm going to open these two. Finger press this towards my sashing. Okay. So now, here is 2 rows together. Look at that. It looks so cool with the sashing. Like, I'm really, really happy with this choice, guys. This is going to be so awesome. All right, so this is my top corner. Just trying to remember that that's my top corner every time. All right, next set of blocks. Let's see which blocks what, so that I can remember to tell you. Okay, I already showed you Cat's Cradle. What is that one? That's a regular Friendship Star, but that's not called Friendship Star. Did that one. I already showed that one. We know what that is when we get to it. Nope, that's not that one either. All right, we already knew what that one was. And yeah, okay. I don't remember what this one is. I want to make sure that I'm telling you guys the right one. Aha, Spinning Star. This one's Spinning Star because it's 2 different colors. Then this one is Snail Trail. And below it is Snail Trail also, but I don't want to get them out of order. And the last one was, okay, hold on, let me find this one. Cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, you want one?
No, I don't.
Okay, okay. Hooked you up, didn't I? Did you open up your new packages?
Yes.
What'd you get? Did you hang them up yet?
I got this from Teresa, but I think I showed this to you the other day. Diane sent me a...
Oh, that's cool. Keychain?
It's for putting scissors on around the neck. It's a lanyard.
Does the back of the shirt say?
I got this.
I don't remember seeing it.
This is from Janet. Hold on, guys. I'm showing Scott real quick. Fabric. And then...
Well, if you already showed all them, then you don't have to show me.
Got me a pair of socks.
Oh, that is cool. I like the sockies.
And
Quilting stockings.
Sent a shirt that said Quilting.
Ah! Did you show it to everybody?
Yes.
That is awesome. I like it. Thank you.
That's from Chris in New York.
Well, thank you, Chris.
He can't comment, though, because he doesn't know how to use YouTube.
Don't worry, Chris. We have a very hard time with it ourselves. She has to go through and change every one of her videos now because YouTube changed some things. So she has to put whether they're for adults or children, or she can't just put that they're all for everyone.
All right, this one was...
She has to go through every video and mess with something.
I want to make sure that this is correct. This one's called Star of Hope. I had to make sure I was getting it correct because I knew I did that. So
I'll get out of here. I'll show you more that we got you when you're done.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to sew the stashing strips to these guys now. He always wonders what's in the packages, and then he forgets that he asks me, and then I forget that I even showed him. All right, so I got to make sure my snail trails are going a specific way. So they go blue in. I'm doing this a specific way because they didn't come out right, so I'm fudging the seam allowance like a lot. But we're gonna make this work, guys. I'm telling you, I will. I want cinnamon roll. Teresa said she wants cinnamon roll. All right, so let's put this sashing piece on. My block is kind of too small, so I'm like lining it to where it will fit just right into the sashing, if that makes any sense. 4 in a row, 5 rows down. All right, so my next snail trail, I need to make sure that the blue is inward. Again, these blocks are not, the snail trails are the only blocks that didn't come out accurate. Like, they didn't when I made that the snail trail quilt that I made, the baby one, baby size. The blocks didn't come out the size they were supposed to either. So I think the snail trail in both books is, it should have been resized, I guess is the word for it. It's weird, honestly, how they turned out. Because this isn't the only time I made them. Thank you, Loretta, for the reminder. All right, and the last one for this row. Okay, now let's make the bottom sashing part. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 cornerstones. And put them together. Like I said, I don't really care which way the direction of the fabric is going. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. It's weird being up like this because my head needs to be down, so my nose is running more. Where's my mouse? There it is. No, there it's not. There it's not. Hello. Here we go. Stupid things on my computer. My phone, I can't find the thumbs. It's directly under the video if you didn't have the chat box open. No matter what, they're still coming out correct. That's weird. And let's put this one on. And last piece. Just hit the X under the video on the right. Yeah, underneath the video, there's an X to close out the chat box. Yeah. And then you just press whatever, and then you can go back to chat by pressing the live chat, which is the middleest button under the video. All right, so this will attach to this. I'm going to lay this out of the way for a second right here. Attach this on here. And then attach that onto this. Holding my seams, nesting them together. I still hurt. That's why I'm not sitting. I'm standing because my tailbone is a little bruised.
You just need me to come massage it.
Stay away.
Massage it.
No.
I'm just teasing. Oh, you got 34 people on.
It's so Sunday. It always says the most.
I like it.
It matches all the colors like perfectly.
That really went in well.
Yeah. And it'll be the first and only border because I don't have any of this kind of fabric. It's weird standing because my head is down and my nose is literally running amok.
Do you want something?
No.
I can go get you some tissue.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You sure? Go get you a hanky. Hanky, some tissue. We got it all.
Took me a while to find it at first. Vicky just said hi to you.
Oh, hi, everyone. I think they were all saying hi earlier when I brought food in.
Teresa said she wants cinnamon rolls.
Well, they're always teasing me about food, so I'm getting them back. Y'all don't understand. I'll eat y'all out of house and home. I don't stop eating.
Yeah, I have a husband who eats a lot. But then lately I've been eating a lot too. I've been actually eating 5 smaller meals every day and all the way up until like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, so this now will go on like this. And remember, I'm fudging this down here on those snail trail blocks because they are so wonky, but it will work. And before you guys ask, I have no idea how I'm going to quilt this because it's going to have to wait anyway. The diamond quilt is still on the long arm, and I barely made it down. I'm not even a quarter of the way in. I'm like an eighth of the way in, if that. It needs a lot of thread change and lots of ruler work, lots and lots of ruler work. So I'm just taking my sweet time with it. Alright, let's nest this seam right here. Remember, I'm fudging this block because it wasn't the right size. Same with this next one. They definitely are too short. But I'm making it work because that's how I work. I'll make things work. When I first started watching these videos. Yeah, I knew about the live chat. I just didn't know that a lot of people use it. And when I started my channel, that was the only way, because I don't know how to edit videos very well. So that was the only way I knew how to just make videos, is to just press go live and record. So that's why I've always just done live stream mainly. Little by little, I'll make more and more videos. But for now, I get more done in a live stream than I would if I was to stand around and record and then have to pause and then forget that I did something or add more and then edit it all together. Yeah, it's just whatever. All right, so here's 3 rows so far. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. So there's 3 so far. I'm just remembering that this is my top every time. Actually, right here. I'll lay it right there. Hopefully it stays. And now I gotta remember. This is the next row. This one looked like a Spider-Man or Superman or something block. Now I gotta remember what it was. Definitely not that one. Not that one. Not that one. It's a good thing I put tabs on all these pages so that I could re-find everything. It's not that. So it's definitely one of these. No, it wasn't, because that was Card Trick. I think the kids stole my tabs out of my book. Because this is not 25 little pieces of sticker. But I want to remember what it's called, in case anyone asks. Now I don't know. I'm going to look at all the pictures. That'll help. It's in a video too, which also helps, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I'm not finding it. Whatever. I didn't find it. So this is a just I don't remember block. It's in a video. I showed how to make it. It looks really cool. And then 2 more snail trails and then the Arizona block. I don't have to remember that because I remember that. Okay. So, and then the last ones is Yankee Puzzle, Friendship Star. Hold on, I know this one. I just did it a couple days ago. Night Vision. And I actually need to show you guys how to make this block because it's partial seams. And then this one is Shoe Fly. So, yeah, this Night Vision one, a block similar than like this, I need to show you guys how to make because it's partial seams. And some of you don't even know what a partial seam is. But it's really easy, actually. So, and I make it probably look even easier. All right, so let's get these on here. Oh, I told you all of the blocks now. Now I just need to try to remember and find that one because I don't know what it is. I hate when that happens. Start taking pictures with your phone and lay something out you couldn't remember. Actually, there is a picture on my phone. All right. Blue goes up. Okay. I have these snail trails laying a specific way. And you guys will see when the whole top is together what I'm meaning by a specific way. Stashing. This one. How is everybody today? Anybody sewing? My legs are getting tired, so it's a good thing this is almost done. Oh man, this is way off. I don't know how I'm going to hide that in a 1/4 inch seam. We're going to make this work somehow, some way, guys. It is way off. I'm making one of my grandsons a pillowcase. Yes, was sewing until the live notification. I was sewing comfort quilts, aka lap ropes for seniors in wheelchairs. Awesome. And Teresa's making a pillowcase. What kind of pillowcase are you making for your grandson? So like a bed pillowcase, or like a, what is it called? For throw pillow pillowcase. Beverly, not today. Having trouble with your hands. Hope to be sewing soon. And B is still working on Christmas stockings. Lacey. Okay, making those. Okay. So now let's make the sashing real quick, and then we'll attach that row. So I need 4 of these again. And then 3 of these again. So I'm just going to hook these on. I'm actually just going to chain piece these real quick. Let's see. Okay, so Teresa's making patriotic. He picked fabrics for a bed pillow. Jim is good here. Cut up. Good here. Cut up strip quilt. Don't like. Cut into 5-inch blocks and re-sewing together. Christine's been swimming this morning. Try to get back into it. Put cover on my machine on Friday. I'll think my Sojo has packed it in. Fool's Puzzle. Did you go look that up, Anna? From my videos or the book? I don't know why I couldn't just remember that off the top of my head. On Facebook. Oh, okay, because I put it in the post. That's right. I knew I do that on for a reason, so I could remember things. All right. So I'm going to attach this now to the bottom of this, and then attach that row. I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to get those snail trails to fit in there just right. Okay, I'm going to lean on, use my other foot to sew, because my one leg is starting to go numb from standing here. And I am not a left-footed sewer. Kind of like driving. You can only drive with the one foot unless you're in another country. And your steering and everything's on the other side. I don't even know. Is gas pedal? If you are in another country, let me know this. Your gas pedal. Okay, so I know that the stick shift ends up being on your left hand. And everything, you know what I mean, is to your left, like stereo, passenger, blah, 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 blah. But are the foot pedals opposite, or are they exactly the same? See, here, our right foot is the gas pedal, and our left foot is to the left would be the brake, and the clutch would be our right or left foot if we were driving a stick. Is it the same in your country, or does it go the right side have the gas pedal, then the middle would be the brake, and then your clutch would be on your right foot? How does that work, guys? I'm really stretching this to fit in there. There we go. Right foot for accelerator and left for clutch. Drive pedals the same. Ah, okay. So your pedals are the same, but everything else is off. See, I never knew those things. I just knew that you drive on a different side of the car and different side of the road. Didn't know that everything else was the same. Live and learn. See, some things I don't know. I like to learn from you guys. Guess I can't push that down with my other foot. Okay, so now you're going to see why I did the snail trail pieces the way I did in just a second, making sure they're all facing a specific way. And that is because they are not center to the quilt, but they are prominent, and I wanted them to all be in the same area, if that makes any sense. I didn't want them to split around because I think it looks cool when they're together. It's one block that's weird to be all by itself is snail trail. So, all right, so this goes like this, and this goes like this, and then I'll hold it up to show you. And then we'll make one more middle sashing and one more row, and then be done. Oh, and then a border. It would help if I had more bobbin. Me too, it all fascinates me. Heating pad on my back and ice pack on my knee. I've been using a heating pad like crazy too. Well, let me tell you, heating pad and ice. Yesterday was all ice. Today is a rotation between heating and ice. And after this, I'm going to be heat padding and ice packing everything once I'm done sewing. And covering myself with some more arthritis cream because I've been dousing myself with it. Okay, let's rehold this again. Oh, it's so hot and cold, Vicky. She lives in freezing cold. I don't know. I couldn't live where she lives or where anybody that lives in cold. I can't. Nope. You guys talk about it and I'm like freaking out. No way. Not me. It smells good. I like it, Teresa. That stuff smells amazing. All right, so this, I'm going to have to yank my fabric. This is the weird part right here. I know some of you wouldn't do this, but I do. I hold really, really tight, and I let the machine start pulling that bottom one flat because it's not long enough. It didn't match. I let it straighten it out, and then keep that seam nested, get to the seam, and then the rest should be easy peasy because it's all correct length. When some things are too short, I do have a habit of carefully making it work. This is going to be a permanent wall hanging anyway, so I'm not worried about anything falling apart or anything like that. Let's see. Lacey said I broke a needle earlier and I've only found 2 pieces. Don't know where the rest of it went to. Yeah, that happens to me a lot too. Hopefully you don't find out the hard way by stepping on it. Everybody's told me in the past, though, to get the little magnet thing to clean up my floor anywhere around my sewing area. All right, now this is why the snail trails went. Can you see that? This is why I wanted them a specific direction. And it looks like, because it was so short, that didn't work. I'm going to come around to this side real quick and fudge this in as a seam because it didn't land on it like it was supposed to. So I'm going to carefully, hold on 2 seconds. I'll respond in a second. I need to get this in here. Fudge this seam really. When I quilt it, I will just be very weary of how my everything lands while I'm quilting. So I'm going to fold this in, creating a seam on fabric that doesn't exist. Land on there. Fix this end too. I knew those snail trails were going to be a problem when they didn't end up the size they needed, but it was a good thing I kept them in here because I'm out of fabric. So, all right, let's rehold that back up. So now you can see why I did that. So now I'm going to add that last final row. And my last 3 of these guys. Let's just make this real quick. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These on. I am sashing my project. I don't know what to explain. What am I? I'm making sashing, putting together a sampler that just so happens to have 4 of the same blocks that I decided to put in one area facing the same direction purposely so that they would create a secondary look with what I'm doing. It'll look cool once it's hanging on a wall. But yeah, I'm making the rows right now real quick. My last sashing row, and then I'll border the whole thing with the same as the sashing fabric, but I didn't have enough fabric to of my background fabrics for the, not background, but my primary colors in the quilt top to have more sashing, or cornerstones, I mean. Oh, I'm making a seam out of no seam. There was nothing there, so I don't know if I can even show you close. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so pretend this was the block. What happened with the block was right here, kind of sucked in, and then it got crazy, and it wasn't straight, it wasn't flush. So part of it was up this way. It was really funky, really funky. So you can see it now because you're going to see my yanking of the fabric right here. See that from the front side? You can see it. These blocks turned out really funky, these snail trails. When I press it and starch it, it should lay flatter, but you can see where I yanked the fabric now to make it fit. So it made the block was not 9.5 by 9.5. Instead, it was like 8 3/4 one way by 9 1/4 the other way. It was really, really off. So on the back side, let's see if I can't hold this right. So here, where did I do it? There wasn't enough seam right here. You can see my fabric. So I went beyond it. You can see that. I took the seam further, and then the part where it didn't hook is this right here. I just yanked the, it's going to hold itself up now. I just yanked the block up with it to create some kind of grab. So now there's at least that much seam, and it'll always be open. It's not going to want to press back. And the same with right here at the corner. It didn't even touch, you can see. So I yanked it up and pulled tight while I was sewing that together, and then came around the front side. Where's the other one? There's one more because I closed 2. And this one, I folded it. So this one you can see is 2 funky seams. I folded the fabric over. It wasn't enough. So I used my sashing as kind of like a guide, or else this wouldn't have had any sewing right there. It was hollow. It didn't meet because they were not the right size. Yeah, so when that happens, don't freak out. Just make it work. When you have something that doesn't line up properly, just make it work. Oh, I'm sewing this on. Unfortunately, it happens. So like right here, I'll show you. I just realized this is like this too. See how much shorter that is? These were cut at 9.5. The rest of the blocks were 9.5. They ended up perfect, but this one, way too short. Look at that difference. So I'm going to have to hide this by swaying my seam this way towards this. I'm going to kind of come up further. So when it's pressed, it will lay differently. Trust me, it will lay differently once it's pressed and starched and stuff. But right now, it's going to sit funny. And I'm sorry I can't bring the camera up close to show you guys how I forge these, creating a new seam that doesn't exist because there's nothing there to hook. So I'm going to go from the top first, and if I have to go to the back, I'll fix it from there. I'm going to start right here like any other way. Hold this up. I'm going to nest my next seam where it does not match, and I'm just going to adjust my sashing now higher up on the block, like shifting it, I guess. So I'm going to find it, hold it, so further over until the whole thing is covered. I'm going to do it again because 2 blocks in a row need this, which will change the size of the whole entire quilt because I'm doing this, but there's no other way around it. I didn't have enough fabric to make more blocks, so if you have to cheat and do this, then cheat and do it. And since it's shorter, I have lots of fluff. I don't know how you guys can see this, but there's lots of leftover fabric. If I had this pinned, there is extra fabric. So I yank by holding this really tight, and I let the machine suck it flat so that there's no folds or wrinkles at least. I don't recommend doing this for much. I mean, if you have to do it, do it. But this is a wall hanging. But if it was going to be for a used quilt, always used, make sure you go back and check those seams, because if it's getting used all the time and you're lightly quilting it on your home machine, it will fall apart. The seams will fall apart. This is a wall hanging, so I'm not really going to worry about it. And plus, I'm like forging, making a seam where the fabric didn't line up. So everything else lines up. Okay, so you're going to see how close this really is. And see, this is, you don't want to put a whole quilt together like this. Okay, this is before pressing it open. See how close that is to the edge? Right there, there's barely any fabric being caught. You don't want that in a quilt. But I will go back real quick on the back side, and I'm going to forge this over a little so that it catches more of this, and then I'll sew over it, because that will just fall apart. As soon as it's washed, even after quilted, it'll just fall apart. It'll shred. So I'm going to go back over it real quickly. Only in that area. I'm not going to do any other area. Just going to go from this side now, so where I can see where there's barely anything. I'm just going to start from the top. Catching everything now. Look at that. There we go. I have one spot right here that's nothing. And let's make the last row and attach to that stashing. Whatever. I know how it goes now. These don't really matter because these can go any angle or direction. So yeah, that's what you do if you want to forge a seam and create one where there wasn't one. Go from both sides. It wasn't big enough. Or you can just trim the block down even more and then put a border around it and throw it back in with some more fabric to make it the right size. Fortunately, I should have done that because I have enough of the white. I could have done that, but more work than I need. I do not celebrate holidays. I can for snow to come later. Love the snow always. Roasting. Snow, hooray. Snow, late spring, dry summer, Australia. Okay. Normally we go to mom and dad's for Christmas and we see our son at this boy family. Can't wait to getting so excited. I'm not looking forward to holidays. I'm a Grinch. Bah humbug. Just because so much stuff needs to happen, and I'm not like a planner, and I don't do anything that I'm supposed to do. I just kind of live life, and I'm spontaneous. So holidays, because they have to happen, takes away my spontaneous meanness. I have to plan and do things. I hate planning and doing things. And I have one leftover piece. Why? Because that's just because I was cutting the fabric in half in twos. So I needed 15 strips for the sashing for the row to make the rows, and then 16 pieces to make the rows into strips. And then once this is together, we'll go around the whole thing with some border. Woohoo, I'm almost done. And the border is the same as my sashing. Yeah, it's not that I hate the holidays or anything like that. I don't like plans. I don't want to have to plan to do something and plan to this and plan to make dinner and plan to go here or there, or plan to have 50 bazillion family members over and have to clean the house. And, I just like being spontaneous. Like, I just want to get in a car and say, why don't we go to the Grand Canyon this year? Why don't we do this? Why do we have to conform to traditions and all that when you can just do whatever? Finger pressing this row real quick. And I'm going to press before I put the border on, I think. That way I can get a little bit more accurate size going on. Yeah, I'm going to disappear. I'm running away. I'm telling you. I'm running away, Teresa, when that happens. Just seeing friends and family. Hopefully the kids don't start popping out kids anytime soon. You hear that, kids? If you're watching Mommy's video later, none of you better be getting pregnant. I know you won't, so. grandchildren are a joy like nothing can imagine. Yeah, they probably are. I don't know. I'm probably still going to be a bah humbug. Nothing against holidays, kids, grandkids. I don't know. I'm just think my brain will change maybe. But right now, my brain is like, screw the kids. I don't want to plan anything. I don't want to have to do something. If there's kids involved, that means I have to buy things, shop for things other than fabric. Although we all know 90% of my gifts will be fabric related. Okay. Okay, I'm going to finger press this one. I'm pressing it towards the sashing. And then I'm going to go turn the iron on, press it, and add the borders and be done. So I'm going to lay this right here so you guys can see it. Stay. You know what canes come in handy for, guys? Picking up piles of cords off the floor. So I do not have to bend over. All right. Tiff, where is Michelle? I don't know. I talked to her yesterday when I fell. Same as with a couple of you. Other than that, I haven't heard from her since. She's probably really sad because she had to have one of her dogs put down because it was old and covered in doggy tumors. So yeah, she's been sad, not herself. Just pressing right now so that everything lays flat for a border. I love that this sashing matches this fabric so well. I couldn't be more pleased with my choice here, guys. I'm going to really go around this area where these snail trail are because they are really wonky. I think I just need 7 strips to go around as a border. Technically like 6. And hold on, we'll see right now because I don't think this is a full 40, it's probably like 48 inches. Doesn't seem very big. Oh, look at this, 43. I might be able to get 1 strip on the top, 1 on the bottom. We're going to see right now, guys. It's 43. Make a quilt. If you can make a quilt in black and gray. Actually, you guys probably just saw me remove that from the table. There are plans for a black, gray, and white quilt. Just sitting there, waiting. Okay, let's see. I don't know how long this fabric is. Perfect. Look at that. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips for this to go all the way around. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. Plenty. So let me just cut the selvage off nicely. Go. Kind of crooked. Cut the selvage off this end. Sew it on. Look at that. I'll do the same with the top and bottom. Looking good. Love the snail trail on this. So do I. I think it's cool. Even though they weren't perfect and I had to fudge them, I think it looks awesome. So I'm going to back stitch. Sew this on. Normally you do the sides and then the top and bottom, but this time I'm doing the top and bottom and then the sides. Since they're only 2.5 inch strips, it's 100% okay. Black and white and gray. What other color can be used besides white? In a black and white quilt, you could use red, you can use blue, you can use green, you can use purple, you can use anything your heart desires in a black and gray quilt or black and white quilt, because that's what's on my frame right now is a black and white quilt, and its pop color is called Ocean, and it looks super awesome. It was too long by literally 1/2 inch. I'm just going to trim that off right now. And nothing about this quilt is perfect, so I don't really care. All right, let's put one on the other side now. First, let's finger press it out. I probably could add a final border to this, like purple or red or green, but I think I'm just going to leave it just like this because it is a sampler. Okay, I'm not even going to cut the selvage off. I'm just going to sew beyond it real quick. I didn't throw the kids outside when they're pink. I could get in the holiday spirit now that they order. I just couldn't get into the holiday spirit. Now they are older, they mess with me every year about it. So this quilt will end up 48 by, hold on, I gotta think about that next number. 48 by 50 something. 56, I think. You threw a tree on the yard when I was a kid. Threw the tree on the yard when they were kids. For, I don't get it. Because they were mad or something? Okay, there's those. Now, I can press this back. I'm going to take it over to the iron so that I can see for fact one more time, because I think it's just 1.5 strips down the side. Ouch. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to just put the iron on this real quick. Pretty sure it's 1.5 strips because that's what it looks like so far. If I need any extra, I do have a little bit from that one piece. So let's pretend that this salvage is gone, or just remove it altogether. Straighten that up, straighten that up, cut that off. Cut the salvage off. Okay. So it's going to be 1 strip. Yep. Okay, 1.5. So there's my half. So these two together. You could even sew them together on a 45-degree angle if you wanted. I'm not going to bother. Just going to sew them together because I never bother on borders. Sew it on. They made me mad. Couldn't get in the holiday spirit, but they understand now with them having their own kids. Sounds like me when I used to get pissed off. What I did one time, I was so pissed off as a kid. I picked up the Xbox because they wouldn't leave the stupid game alone. Took the Xbox and said, "You're pissing me off, blah, blah, blah." I got really mad, trust me. And threw it on the floor, and it shattered into a bazillion pieces. Then I picked it back up and threw it on the floor some more until it shattered into a bazillion more pieces. That was the punishment. Yes, I took a $300 gaming console, and, well, back when they were that much in the beginning, and shattered it into pieces. Why? Because they weren't listening. You get something like that for Christmas, and a year later you're treating your games and everything like poo, and you're not listening and doing chores and blah, 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 you're going to get it ruined. And that's what happened. Alrighty. Gotta swap legs. Keep swapping them back and forth. I'm doing the sewing machine dance. It's going slow next to a seam, sorry. My foot does not want to cooperate. Oh yeah, it was a big ordeal. Lots of crying, screaming, "Mom, don't." Yeah. That's when they realized they need to start listening. They never got one of those consoles again, though. I'm not much of a video game person anyway. I raised most of the kids to play outside. Alright, let me trim this off real quick, and we're going to put 2 more pieces together. And yes, I just left the long part on. I'm pretty whatever the word is about adding stashing and stuff. I'm pretty lazy about it, guys. Not that you guys haven't noticed, but you know what? It's easier. My quilts don't fall apart, and I just do it this way because it's easier, honestly. Of all things. All right, so let's sew this on this. And I'll have to get that up off the floor in a second. Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. Like I said, crying, whining. If you've ever seen an 8-year-old cry, a 7-year-old cry, you could only imagine their faces when they really are disappointed while crying. That's how it should be. Kids these days spend way too much time on them. Aren't allowed to be like that. Yep. All right, I gotta pick this back up because it landed on the floor. Canes come in handy for a reason since I can't bend over at all. Oh, and you guys probably noticed behind me looks a little different. My room got organized a couple days ago. I'll have to show you when I'm finished here. I'll turn the camera around because finally my daughter's stuff got cleaned out of the closet. So I actually have my closet now, so I have so much more space for things. So yeah, behind me is my the things I used to just roll around. The one that was under here, under the table, they're my scrap drawers, my organized scrap mess. So that's behind me now. And then in the closet is what was behind here, which was the bolts of fabric, which I'll show you how that works out as soon as I can turn the camera when I finish this and iron. Since it is so Sunday, I can show you guys the things I've been trying to get done around here slowly. Took a lot of CJ and Scott manpower to clean that closet out and get it situated for me. But I think in the future we're probably going to build shelves in there because, yeah, to make things easier. Four-wheelers and dirt bikes. My daughter had horses and they both had daily chores. My kids have chores, had chores. There's not very many. There's one kid here, and I drove sand rail and 4x, so and motorcycle and things like that. They really weren't into those kind of things. Tried to get them into it, but they didn't like it. My kids, they were more like dogs, cats, play outside with animals. We had bunnies for a long time, snakes, lizards, that kind of thing, pets. That was our thing. For them, was pets. They never got into off-roading and things, and they still not into that kind of stuff now. Okay, one last cut right here, and then I'll press this and be done. Okay. All right. Gotta click this off the screen for a second because I can't see any comments when I'm over here, guys. So can you see in the closet? All the bolts of fabric are now on the top shelf. My quilts still hang over there. There's a shelf on this side now in the corner of the closet. I don't know, you can kind of see the pole. There's a shelf. And then all the excess batting from when I'm done quilting is in bags on the floor over there, along with 3 totes of fabric down there. So now there's plenty of space, but I couldn't fit all the bolts up there. The goal is to someday have shelves in there to be all the tall bolts of fabric. And then the shelves have storage on them. Totes of fabric scraps and stuff that I still have yet to finish cleaning up and going through. All right, once this is pressed, I'll measure it and then hold it up for you guys to see. So remember this number, 57.5 long. $47 wide. So it's 47 by 57.5. So that's good lap size, I guess. Children's size, honestly. For me, that's what I call it, children's size. All right. It is now pressed. So yeah, on behind the ironing board, here, let me just see if I can show you easier. See that? So there's the box of quilts. That's all the quilts that are done. And then behind that box is just a couple tubs on the floor and boxes. And then down there is a basket. You can see that basket down there. I'm just directly straight down where my finger's pointing. There's a basket of scraps that hasn't been gone through. And then the rest of it's just bags. You can see the bags of batting. That's just where I've been bringing the batting in from outside when I'm done quilting. Glad this ironing board don't weigh shit. All right, here we go. See if I can't stand back enough without falling. Hey, Scott. Scott. I guess they can't hear me. Can you guys see that whole thing? I hope you can. I can't see through the quilt enough to know if it's completely in the picture. So there it is. And again, I'll bring it close so that you guys can see why I chose the background color that I chose. Because like it literally goes so good with these colors, as you can tell. All these colors are what these colors, it's like they were meant to be together, you know? Even the greens and everything. So I have myself a little sampler, and then I used the leftover of this darker green as all the sashings. So yeah, it's like it was meant to be together. I just inhaled thread. So it can either go this way or it can hang with that single on the top. And again, I can't tell if you can see the whole thing. Okay. I can't hold it that long, guys. And I can't tell if you can see the whole thing. So look at that. I have 3 strips to add to my pile of right here of the only scraps I have left for it. Pull this up here so you can see. See, now you know why I did the snail trails the way I put them in the quilt. So if you guys ever have a sampler and it has 4 of the same snail trail blocks, I think it looks cool like that. I don't know why, even though they did not come out right. I should have made them a bigger size, but who was going to know really that they were messed up, you know? Yeah. That way you guys can see it. So I think it looks really, really awesome. And there's all the blocks. I just can't name them all completely offhand. I could try a bazillion times, but I'll probably forget a bazillion times. So there it is. my wonderful sampler. And this is pretty much what I'll be doing to the quilt that I'm making from you guys, except I have a plan. I'm not going to tell you with all your guys' blocks just yet, because some of them are different sizes. So I will be having a lot of fun with it, but this is what it would look like if it was put together like any original regular sampler. So that's how it works. And this is it. So at least I got something accomplished today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And thank you guys for sent me that from the mail gifts. Thank you. And what else was I going to say? Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shirts to rotate through for my videos, so I'm not always wearing the same shirt. Yeah, that's cool. And a pair of socks I'm going to go put on now after I take a shower. That way I can have some fresh, clean socks on my feetsies after a shower. All right, guys. Yes, I'm going to lay down. So, very nice. Love it. Pretty. All right. That's pretty. Okay. All right. I got all the comments. Yes, it is. Bonus. Didn't expect to make it today after fall. Yeah. No, like I said, I need to stand. So, I'm going to go lay in bed on my my left side, because my right side is killing me, and the standing on it, yeah. So I'm just going to go lay down and cover myself with arthritis cream, or have Scott do it, because I want to put some more on my upper back right now. But other than that, at least I got something accomplished. It's done. It needs to be quilted. It's just going to go in the pile. Real quick before I get off, does anybody remember the number I just said? 40, I think it was 47 by 57 and a half, right? 47 by 57 and a half. I think that's what it was. I don't remember if any of you wrote it down while it was. Aha, there we go. 47 by 57 and a half. Awesome. That works. I told my daughter, who also has MS, Dr. Fall, I really didn't think I would see you tonight. I told her, surprise. Well, surprisingly enough, if you ever fall and hit your tailbone, guys, there's no sitting down. You have to stand. So I wouldn't have known this until I just did it. So I wouldn't have expected that. But Scott was saying he broke his in high school football. So he was saying he couldn't sit for a very long time. And when he did, he sat forward on all the seats. So sitting forward actually is hurting me. But women's pelvises and tailbones are different than men's. So yeah, definitely a different sensation. Anyway, I'll take pictures when I can, and I will post them in the group. For now, I'm going to lay down. So I love you all. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Sunday. And if you're new to my channel, head down there that way and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell, get notifications when I'm live, and like and share my videos. And I will see you all next time. Bye.